Hi, so let's talk about this. This is Devils in Daylight by Junichiro Tanizaki. This isn't my first rodeo with Tanizaki. The first story I read from him was Aguri, which was included in an anthology of short stories. I forgot if it was the Showa one or the Oxford compilation by Guzen, but I think it's either of those. But yeah, Aguri was a fascinating read because this is about a guy who becomes so obsessed with a girl that he basically, ends up losing himself to her. It's been so long since I've read that, so I don't remember the details, but all I remember was that he was trying to be a sugar daddy and then, um, he succumbed to this obsession and end up kind of being the slave for her. So yeah. And the second one I read was The Gourmet Club, which was really wild and diverse, but at the same time, all of them carried Tanizaki's signature style of perversion, eroticism, and indulgence. So I was really excited when I saw Devils in Daylight being sold at the independent bookstore that I always check on Facebook. So it's very hard to get copies of Japanese classical literature books in the Philippines. So when I saw this on display, I was just like, okay, no brainer. I need to get it. It's Tanizaki after all. So yeah, I was happy to see this, but I have never heard of this book before. So I was really going into it blind, expecting all of those features of Tanizaki's writings to be here as well. And yeah, it did not disappoint, but it was surprising for me to think that this was actually one of the tame stories that he's made. Yes. So, what is this about? First published in 1918, Devils in Daylight by Junichiro Tanizaki is a fascinating exploration of obsession, voyeurism, and the darker sides of human nature. Tanizaki masterfully weaves a story that's both gripping and unsettling. The novella kicks off with our protagonist, Takahashi. He is a writer who's been struggling with his latest work. And then one day, his eccentric friend named Sonomura, who is a really wealthy and enigmatic figure, ends up calling him with a request. So Sonomura was telling his friend that he might have gotten clues to a mystery murder that will happen in a few days. So upon hearing that, of course, Takahashi is slightly skeptical because Sonomura is known for his crazy antics and stuff, but at the same time he's intrigued, so he agrees to accompany Sonomura to see if the murder is really going to happen. So this plunges them both into a dark adventure that blurs the lines between reality and fantasy. I'm not going to spoil much because I want you guys to read it for yourself. But if you've ever read Tanizaki before, you know that this is the beauty of his writings. It's that it's rich and atmospheric. In this story, he creates a vivid sense of place and time and detail, drawing readers into the shadowy corners of early 20th century Tokyo. His exploration of themes like voyeurism, the allure of danger, and the psychology of obsession is both thought-provoking and thrilling. Now, I really like stories that tickle our brains, but at the same time allows us to see a glimpse of the ending that when we look back at it, it's more rewarding to know that we've been going through that same direction. I think that's always the joy of reading for me. It's not necessarily the shocking value of things. It's more of how I was able to piece it through the story and come out with the same conclusion as the writer did. So if you guys are looking for an introduction to Junichiro Tanizaki, I think this is the best place to start because it's not as overwhelming as The Gourmet Club. And it's just super short. It's less than 100 pages, so this is a really quick read. You can finish it in one sitting. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it as much as I did.